say does that star-spangled banner yet
That incredible performance was from Skylar Cole, singing our national anthem.
o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And our special guest at the broadcast table for this one, the celebrated Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Kevin, thanks so much. Always fun to hang out with you and all your crew and talk basketball.
All right, I've told Doris and Greg and David, just buckle up because we are going to be on a great ride with you. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Monday, they'll tip it off a homestand starting with the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Indiana Pacers.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Durant is out there with Cameron Johnson. And it's Chris Paul. Then there's Holmgren. And it's Bridges in at the shooting guard position. And for Detroit, Porzingis is out there with Tari Eason. Then there's Devin Vassell. Then it's George. And it's Gilgeous Alexander in at the point. Shams, no team is going to run off titles like Boston did in the 60s. These Celtics have a chance to win their share. What a great start for them.
An absolutely loaded roster. Everyone can defend. Everyone can shoot. They love the versatility they have on their team, and you have to be able to play multiple positions and be versatile to play on this team. It's hard to find a weak link, and it's really championship or bust in Boston.
And it feels so great for their coach, Joe Mazzulla. I know we'll get to that down the road. What a great job he's done.
A young coach who has really found his stride.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Here's KD. Tries again. He lays it in.
Well, you get a sense of how locked in Kevin Durant is. The defense not going to alter his approach.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute, and we both had the same topic, Mikal Bridges, and the impact he can have on the game. Coach told me he's someone we've talked about for sure. You can't let him out-hustle us. That's when he does the most damage. We'll see if they can match Bridges' energy. Guys?
Thank you, David.
And once Holmgren gets the ball in there, he can finish in so many ways.
Here's George, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. That one on Holmgren. The Pistons shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
At the line for Detroit, George. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
When health has been there for Paul George, he has been one of the great two-way guys in the league. Very capable scorer and can take on tough assignments.
And George drops them both.
You cannot give Paul George these extra chances. This guy is deadly from the free throw line throughout his career.
Paul dishes to Holmgren. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Hey, Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular move.
Durant for 3. Porzingis with the rebound.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Pass to Eason. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Now Eason. Just 5 on the clock. Porzingis with a screen on Bridges. They grab their own miss. Porzingis can't hit.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Paul. And the layup's good off the glass.
Chris Paul is as competitively tough as they come. Good finish on the interior.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Eason with a screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. Inside, Durant with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Ball against Eason. Outside, KD. With some arc. Porzingis with the block.
7'6" wingspan, sending it back. Kristaps Porzingis with the rejection.
And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break.
And so it's Boston with it, following the bucket by the Pistons. The 3 from KD. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feed. KD's got 5.
One of the tough things about Kevin Durant, doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or in this situation off the catch, Durant one of the best, period.
Ball against Gilgeous-Alexander. Over Paul. Second chance shot. And Gilgeous-Alexander with the layup.
You simply must put a body on this guy. You know he's going to try to get to that glass.
Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give their players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes, and less of a chance of super teams, just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least 1 or 2 teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It is just fascinating. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
And the Pistons making a change here. McConnell's checked in. And the second free throw, good. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Boston. Trailing by 2. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, and last year they had major trouble with these guys. I'm not sure how it happened, but they didn't win a single game against them. And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also.
And the dunk by Eason.
And That's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Celtics trail by 4. Now here's Durant. Last game, 26 points. Pass to Holmgren. Back to KD. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Eason. A nice shot by KD. Durant's got 7 points in the game. Well, we've talked about expansion. That has been floated around. We know that teams would have to realign. Shams, any ideas on which teams might have to shift with expansion in the East or West?
Certainly most of the potential expansion cities, the high-level ones, have been noted as teams in the West. Maybe you have a team out east that is in the West moving into the Eastern Conference. But the league could obviously surprise everyone with a different solution. Maybe having one expansion team be an Eastern Conference team, one being a West. There's several options that Adam Silver and the NBA have.
I would think New Orleans would be one of those teams, right? Just where they are geographically. Memphis, those two teams are in the West, and I could see them maybe going east. Possible?
Certainly Minnesota and Memphis. Those are two teams that, to me, have an Eastern Conference feel.
Eason's shot is good.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Outside Durant. Pass to Holmgren. Ball outside. Holmgren with a screen on McConnell. Ball finds Holmgren. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And give credit to Holmgren for jumping all over that opportunity, putting his length to great use.
Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Mr. Porzingis. Over Holmgren. That misses off the backboard.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's KD. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Kevin Durant has become masterful at drawing the contact. That is beautifully done.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Porzingis. And then for Boston. Lopez, he's checked in for Chet Holmgren. Isaac comes in for Johnson. And it's Connect in for Mikal Bridges. Durant hits them both.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Pass to Eason. Here's Nurkic. Outside, George. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Down low. Nurkic against Lopez. Shoots a fader. Nurkic can't hit.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Isaac passes to Paul. Back to Isaac. Outside Durant. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Durant's got 11. And the influx of international players continues to just fill these rosters in the NBA. And Shams, it has truly become a global league.
It's truly a beautiful thing, right, Kevin? We want sports to bring people together, to really galvanize communities, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your gender, anything. And now I really feel we're breaking down a lot of barriers in the world.
I think 3 of the top, 5-6 players, we got Doncic. We've got Porzingis, of course, who was such a nice player, but Antetokounmpo and Jokic. I mean, the names go on and on. Key contributors to winning teams.
You have to make a case that the world team against the U.S. team, if they were ever stacked against each other, that would be a heck of a game.
You and I would pay for the ticket, wouldn't we? I would pay to watch that.
I'm willing and able to pay immediately, Kevin. Sign me up. When are we going?
I hope soon. Here's Connect, following the bucket by the Pistons. Paul left side. Isaac outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. Beyond the arc. Paul's shot is off.
Pressured that shot by getting the hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Connect with it. Hasn't made one yet. Isaac outside. Pass to Paul. Isaac outside. And stolen by McConnell. And now the Pistons fast break over Paul. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Now it's a 7-point Detroit lead. Now Paul. Hawkins with the ball. Shot clock at 5. Back to Paul. Rebound by Nurkic. Detroit leading by 7. Here's Buffkins. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Some power coming from the PG.
Ah, that's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Hawkins checked in for the Pistons. The Celtics also with a sub. Kevin Durant's checked in for Jaime Hawkins. Free throw good, Paul.
Chris Paul will go down as one of the great floor generals to ever play the game. He is the maestro at orchestrating offense.
At the elbow, Nurkic. It's tipped. Lopez with the steal. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. McConnell against Paul. Lopez inside, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Six on the shot clock. Durant kicks to Isaac. Boston, no good that time either. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 6. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA and to a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunity. I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that one. Zingas is checked in for Detroit. Reddish comes in for George. They've got Cameron Reddish. Porzingis is out there with Jaden McDaniel. And it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Nurkic in its center. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Well, you love the competitiveness you get nightly from Yusuf Nurkic. The other thing you love is commitment to team, willing to back up teammates.
And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. 6-point game. Shoots over McDaniel. No good from Durant.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Porzingis against Isaac. Screen by Nurkic. Here's Buffkin. And they get it back. Porzingis sets the pick for McDaniel. Over Lopez. The shot by McDaniels, no good. Celtics trail by 6. Isaac right side. Pass to Durant. From 12 feet out. Rebound by the Pistons. Porzingis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Buffkin. Screen by Nurkic. Now here's Porzingis. 6 to shoot. Nurkic kicks to McConnell. Detroit, no good that time either. Celtics shooting about 42% so far. Pass to Isaac. On the wing, Dinwiddie. Lopez, a screen on McDaniel. And the dunk by Lopez.
In tight windows, you have got to be confident and on point. Spencer Dinwiddie, really good job in the pick and roll.
Right there.
Here's Buffkin. Porzingis finds McConnell. Nurkic setting the pick for McConnell. Back to Porzingis. Pass to Buffkin. Detroit, no good that time either. Celtics trail by 4. And we saw some players banged up down the stretch last season, Shams.
I'm told that there was a focus on maybe allowing some more flexibility in physicality. It definitely upped the intensity some, and I think that's what the fans want. But there are going to be some trade-offs, and that includes free throw rates, that includes game time, and in the long haul, adding some more physicality and adding some more attention to detail defensively, allowing defenders to play more and defend more. That should be good for the game.
Yeah, those were good trends, I would agree. And the Pistons with possession here. Following the shot by Kevin Durant. Buffkin with the bucket.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Pass to Isaac. They set the screen. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And this is an area that Jonathan Isaac continues to work on. Key is being aggressive and finish.
Here's Buffkin. 6 points for him. Screen by Nurkic. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Lopez needs to hold down the fort on defense. An incredible wingspan to get that one.
Dinwiddie passes to Durant. Shoots over McDaniel. And the shot falls short this time.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Pass to Nurkic. Double team on Nurkic. Screen by Porzingis. Buffkin, no good. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against Cleveland. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Brook Lopez started off, of course, as a post scorer, but he's completely reshaped his game over time, becoming a three-point threat and a defensive stopper. He said, I tried to focus more on being a pillar at the defensive end, someone my teammates can rely on. I'm always talking in the paint, letting them know I'm there to back them up. Kevin?
He's got great communication skills, David. Thanks for the report. And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. There's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pulling the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship or competing, whether it's competing for the playoffs, competing for a title. If you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said. And a new group in for the Celtics. Holmgren, he's checked in for Lopez. Johnson comes in for Isaac. Bridges, he's checked in for Connect. And Paul subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And the Pistons with possession here. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. McDaniels, a screen on Johnson. From deep, George. Rebounded by the Celtics. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
Listen, I don't fault the effort. That was there all night. It was the quality of play that was lacking. There was not a ton of cohesion. They've got to figure it out.
Now, here's Johnson. After the miss from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Durant. And it's McDaniels with the rebound.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Now here's Porzingis. He had 16 points in the win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
You know what else impressed me? How infectious his tenacity was. Simply a wrecking ball on the boards, collected huge amounts of rebounds.
Now here's Paul following the miss by Porzingis. And the dunk by Holmgren.
I mean, sneaky. When he moves around the floor, Holmgren takes you out of the play, slips past, and just rolls to the hoop.
Here's Porzingis. George passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. It doesn't go for him.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Bridges. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Devin Vassell.
Well, they're playing with fire, putting Mikal Bridges on the free throw line. This guy's so comfortable at the charity stripe.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops.
What you admire about Mikal is he's such a grinder. You watch his defense, you can feel the intensity with this guy.
Nurkic checked in for the Pistons. That one is no good. Detroit leading by 3. And here's George. He had 31 points in the win against Cleveland.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. On the wing, Johnson, covered by Vassell. Paul looking around. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander. Detroit's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. And George kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Bridges against George. Just 5 to shoot. Holmgren with the steal. KD dishes to Paul. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
When Chris Paul gets into the teeth of the defense, make no mistake, this guy's in attack mode because he wants to go to the foul line.
And the Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in. Celtics also with a sub. Lopez is checked in.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Pass to Vassell. Over Bridges. Drills the elbow jumper. Vassell's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, that high release point really helps Vassell in that mid-range area.
Johnson outside. Back to Paul. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. 9 points for Chris Paul.
Sees his man, has the angle on the interior, and drops a dime right there.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to McDaniels. George with the ball. Covered by Johnson. George, no good.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
Lopez, a screen on McDaniel. Johnson against McDaniel. Lopez outside from deep three-point land. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot, no good. Here's the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 10-2 run here. Bounce pass from Paul. On the wing, Bridges. Covered by Vassell. Bridges kicks to Holmgren. Here's Johnson. Connects. The jumper drops. Johnson's got the lead up to 1 now for Boston. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 20 points for him last game against Cleveland.
He was also an excellent setup man as well. This guy was cutting the defense to shreds with incredible passing.
When you watch Vassell, he's a prototype wing for this era. Has length, skill, and plays both ends of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Porzingis is checked in for Andre Drummond. And Torrey Eason subbed in for McDaniel. Johnson against Vassell. Bridges passes to Paul. Rebounded by the Pistons. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's George. Pass to Eason. That ball was nice speed that time from George. George has got 4 assists in the game. Shams, I am so sorry our time has run out. It has been great having you here with us. We appreciate your time so much, and I hope we do it again soon.
Thanks, Kevin. Anytime. You know, when I'm not on my phone, I'm here to talk to you and talk hoops with you anytime of the day.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much again. ADB, wasn't that terrific talking to Shams? He is as plugged into everything around the NBA as anyone you could hope to meet.
A guy who's really in the know, and as somebody who prides themselves on doing research, boy, you have got to respect the legwork and the dedication he brings to the table.
Now, here's Lopez. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Johnson. Paul George with the steal. A finish. And then George with the jam.
Well, you see the elite nature of Paul George's game. Make a steal on one end, finish with authority on the other.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam King. There's a minute left to play here in the second quarter. Bridges outside. Johnson outside. Bridges against Vassell. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Wow, Mikal showing off a bit of verticality on that finish.
Pass to Eason. A three-pointer, no good. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Celtics. Trailing by 4. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Pistons shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to George. Takes a 3. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Pistons on top, up by 4. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Kevin, how did you get in that groove offensively in the first half?
Well, I'm just playing off of my teammates. They're doing a great job of penetrating and kicking. And I'm not trying to force anything. I'm playing my game within the offense, and shots are starting to fall for me.
Looks good out there so far. Thanks, Kevin. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Please, direct your attention now to set up ball. And get ready for the fan half-court shot from line. Pay attention to the
And we welcome you to halftime as the Boston Celtics are getting everything they can handle so far.
I don't know what they have to do to get a rebound. They're fortunate to still be in this game.
Well, we know rebounding is partly a hustle stat. But I don't know if the energy is their problem. They're just getting pushed around, Shaq.
All right, let's switch it over. See what the fans are posting on social media. Here's a question for Shaq from Denzel MVP. He wants to know, big fella, do you think you would have made the NBA if you were 1 foot shorter?
Wait, hold on. I already know what Shaq's going to say. So I'll jump in and say it wrong. No. With that shooting form, no. Not with that.
Kenny, of course I would have. Not only that, I'd still dominate. I would have played big and taken you to the post, little man.
Well, you can't be 6'1" and posting up guards in the NBA. Come on, man. Be serious.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. We've got Johnson. Durant is out there with Chet Holmgren. Then it's Bridges. And it's Paul in at the point guard position.
Holmgren, Chet, Holmgren, 1 shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
And Chet Holmgren's been a great player from day one, Doris. What do you like most about his game?
I don't know which aspect to pick. This guy is a great rim protector. He can shoot the basketball from three-point territory and with great range from 3. But maybe my favorite aspect is the competitive toughness he brings on a nightly basis.
In the corner, it's Bridges. George against Durant. Five to shoot. For the lead. Detroit with the rebound. Porzingis has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Gilgeous-Alexander against Paul. Eason with a screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. Out to Porzingis. The 3. And he's good on the 3-ball. Porzingis has got 5.
Well, the three-point shooting of Kristaps Porzingis is so prolific. You've got to guard him out there.
On the wing, Bridges. And the call is going to be... Yes, it is. An illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Eason against Durant. Outside, George. Rebound, Boston. Now, here's Johnson. Looking for Eason. He gets it there. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Now it's a 7-point Detroit lead.
Well, this is where Porzingis thrives. He is shot ready on the catch.
To the inside. Here's Holmgren. Porzingis with the block. Paul against Eason. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that bad boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town. And those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the bad boys.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout, looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about.
Now at some numbers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Last season, he played outstanding, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And looking back at his #2 steal rate, yeah, he did gamble a little bit, you're right. But he also played some hard-nosed on-ball defense, and that was key. To the left wing. Fires the three. And Mikal Bridges pulls it down. It's Durant on the wing. Johnson outside. Here's Bridges. Kicks it out to Johnson. Holmgren dishes to KD. Over Eason. And it's Durant missing. Pistons leading by 8. To the paint. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, Greg, Boston didn't just win the title. They won their 18th NBA championship in style.
No series went more than 5, going 16-3 in the postseason, Kevin. Half of those wins were by 15 or more. The Celtics really weren't even challenged during that title run.
And the first one at the line is good. And the league limiting players from making public trade demands, which I guess makes sense. That's a big change from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it saves franchises from being put in a tough spot. Keeps a player's trade value high, which helps the team they're leaving.
Now here's Paul. 9 points in the game so far. Holmgren with a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Paul. Makes it off the glass. Paul's got 11.
Well, you think because of his frame, it would be easy to knock Chris Paul off balance, but this guy has concentration and tenacity. Really good job keeping his focus.
Here's Vassell. 6 points for him. All sorts of time. That one falls. He's got 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And the Celtics with possession here, following the bucket by the Pistons. And he goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Brook Lopez third. And, of course, Chet Holmgren.
And when either of those guys are on the floor, that low post defense is immediately something their teammates don't have to worry about. That's a very comforting feeling.
Well, pretty pass from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This guy can score it, but make sure you're lifting up the guys around you.
Outside, KD. And blocked the ball with his palm. What a defensive play.
And they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, That is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, two-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
Now here's Paul. He's got 11. Holmgren with a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul's shot is off.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
For the three. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Celtics trail by 13. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Here are the Pistons with the ball. They're on a 16-4 run right now. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we are seeing a new generation taking over the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver says stars can be created much quicker these days. Sports is a meritocracy and talent gets rewarded. With a social media community in the billions for basketball and a global market for talent, new and different stars end up emerging. Kevin?
Which is always good for the game. Great to see. And David, a great report again from you. Thank you. Lopez, he's checked in for Cameron Johnson. All free throws good from Bridges. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for the Detroit Pistons. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be the first half of a two-game trip. Porzingis finds Gilgeous-Alexander. And he banks in the layup. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Holmgren against George. Back to Bridges. For three, Holmgren. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 5 assists in the game. Paul against Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots from the right block. Uses the glass to drop it in. Porzingis has got 10 points in the game.
That's what you call using your size in the painted area. Kristaps Porzingis, easy work right there.
Holmgren the pass to Paul. Here's Bridges. Covered by Vassell. Vassell against Bridges. Here's the three. Rebound by the Pistons. Eason's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to George. Porzingis sets the pick for George. Shoots over KD. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Celtics trail by 12. Bridges inside. Covered by Vassell. And there's Bridges on the assist by Paul.
Oh, Mikal Bridges with the big-time strength on that finish.
On the wing, George. And Durant sends it back. Ball against Gilgeous-Alexander. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And I know everyone's thrilled to see Holmgren scoring so well. And this is the kind of effort that could carry on well throughout the year.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 8. Porzingis finds Eason. And it's Vassell in the corner. Off target from three-point range.
And that's how you have to defend him out there on the three-point line. Played him perfectly.
Hey, Gregson's getting traded in 2023. Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have exploded.
Yeah, Bridges, the main piece of that deal, sending Kevin Durant to the Suns. Mikal scored 26 a game down the stretch for Brooklyn that year. taking his game to another level.
T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for Vassell. Then for the Celtics, Jonathan Isaac comes in for Holmgren. And it's Connect in for Durant. Here's Porzingis. No, it doesn't go. His fourth miss in 8 attempts. There's the drive. Bridges outside. No good on the triple.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Pass to Porzingis. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Lopez with the block. Isaac against Gilgeous-Alexander. Bridges up top. He's got 10. Lopez, a screen on George. For 3, Bridges sinks the three-pointer. Bridges has got 13 points.
Well, you know Mikal was thinking 3 as soon as he got free. That's a nice delivery.
Lopez against Porzingis. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Tari Eason. And it's McDaniels in for George. And the Celtics also making a change. Jaquez is checked in. Now here's Paul. He's got 11. Isaac a screen on McConnell. Paul for 3. Hits the three-point bomb. He's got 14.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
McConnell scanning the floor. Screen by Porzingis. McConnell kicks to McDaniels. Goes up with the stripe. Jaquez with the rebound.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Ball right side. Back to Jaquez. McConnell against Paul. Up top, McConnell. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Jonathan Isaac.
Boy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has become the master at drawing fouls.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media, but people in the know how good of a defender he is.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
McConnell passes to Porzingis. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Easy money for Kristaps Porzingis. That's 7-3 we're talking about.
McConnell against Paul. Pass to Connect. A three-pointer off the mark. And so is Detroit with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. We've got Jaden McDaniels, Evan Vassell out there with T.J. McConnell. Then it's George, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Here's George. Shot clock at 6. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Kevin Durant. You've seen, Doris, Paul George has journeyed from role player to MVP candidate.
There's a reason, Kevin, Paul George is one of the most emulated players in the league with young people. His game is so well-rounded, and maybe his best attribute is his adaptability. Paul George is equally comfortable either being the lead man, or if need be, he can play with 2 or 3 other stars and still be effective. Really incredible.
And making the most of their opportunities at the line here in the second half.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Looking to get back on track here. The shot by KD. No good. Pistons leading by 8. Vassell finds McDaniel. The Pistons working the ball around now. Lopez with the steal. Isaac against McDaniel. Isaac left side. Dinwiddie outside. Clock at 6. And stolen by McConnell. McDaniels against Dinwiddie. Outside for George. Over connect. And that one's good, George. And the Pistons lead by 10. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Detroit.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
But they've also been scoring on the break with how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court. Anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, they've absolutely dominated that category in this one, and it's reflected in the score.
Now, here's Vassell. McDaniel sets a screen for Vassell. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Not enough on that one as it misses. Celtics trail by 10. Pass to Isaac. Now Lopez, defended by George. George against Lopez. Over George. And that one's good by Lopez. Lopez has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Celtics. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Here's George. Durant with some nice D. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Celtics. Dinwiddie. Vassell grabs the board. Pistons leading by 8. Here's McDaniels. Lopez with the block. It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Mikal Bridges checked in for Boston.
Number 8, Mikal Bridges.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Here's George. And it's Durant with the rebound. Durant's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Bridges, right side. Pass to Lopez. Back to Bridges. Just 4 to shoot. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Vassell. And Bridges with the block.
That activity on the defensive end paying off for Bridges right there.
Dinwiddie outside. And here is Lopez. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Five on the clock. Isaac passes to Bridges. Shoots over McDaniel. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Pistons leading by 8. Pass to George. Nurkic a screen on Durant. Nobody near George. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Bridges, no one around him. And it's McConnell with the rebound.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall. I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
Dinwiddie dishes to Durant. Lopez against Nurkic. Bridges outside. Bridges missing again.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
And finished off by McDaniel.
Well, making it look very easy. Right at the rim, McDaniel's the finish.
A different look here for Detroit. Porzingis is checked in for Nurkic. Tari Eason comes in for George. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander subbed in for T.J. McConnell. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Listened in on what Joe Mazzulla told his team. Now, he asked for one thing, intensity. He said, I need you to crank it up to 11 out there. That's how we turn it around. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, thanks. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 9 on the basket from Bridges. Pass to McDaniels. Gilgeous-Alexander sets the screen for McDaniel.
The defense from Kevin Durant sends that shot back.
That bucket in no time at all. Durant's got 19 points.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
Well, sometimes when you've got size, your release point is so high that you're going to get a good look no matter what.
So, Doris, when you look at the whole package, is Durant a one-of-a-kind player in your opinion?
Well, we certainly have guys with that size, but this is a player who can literally play every single position on the floor. The size, 7 foot. The ball skills, the shooting, the playmaking, the decision-making. I am not sure we will ever see another Durantula, the great one, Kevin Durant.
And the Pistons making a change here. McConnell's checked in.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. McDaniels passes to Eason. Back to McDaniel. Buries it from three-point range.
Yeah, McDaniel's really trying to become consistent with that jump shot.
Lopez, a screen on McConnell. Here's Paul. Rebounded by the Pistons. Eason's got 8 rebounds in this game. On the wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Eason. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
That free throw good from Eason.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
A different look here for Detroit. George is checked in from again. And it's Vassell in for T.J. McConnell. Cameron Johnson's checked in for Boston. 17-foot shot on the way. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Now forget the analytics. If KD's shooting it, I'll take it all day.
Eason with a screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Eason. Holmgren with the steal. Bridges against Vassell. Bridges kicks to KD. Over Eason. KD's shot is off. Pistons leading by 11. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Holmgren. Well, DB, it didn't take long, did it, for Holmgren to live up to his draft status?
Holmgren, Kevin, was an immediate impact player on both ends of the floor. At his size, to be able to shoot with range and the rim protection he provides, it was absolutely worth the wait for his team. This young man has got a toughness that has shocked even me. Now, that's the size and reach of Kevin Durant at the rim. Yes, sir.
Detroit has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. To the wing right side. Here's Porzingis. Pass to Eason. Durant with the steal. Johnson in the corner. Shoots the 3. Captain coming off the assist from KD.
This guy is absolutely deadly from deep. Cameron Johnson, corner 3.
Bounce pass from Gilgeous-Alexander. George against Johnson. Takes the 13-footer, and that one's good. George has got 19 points.
Just a great hustle play there. Energy and passion. This is what you play the game for.
Paul passes to KD. Off target from outside. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Into the lane. Eason finds George. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Paul with the ball. Pass to KD. Over Eason. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Durant.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. The wing, Gilgeous-Alexander. MSL against Bridges. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. And Holmgren pulls it down. Holmgren's got 11 rebounds in the game. Bridges dishes to Paul. The wide open look for Durant. And it's Boston with another.
Well, there's an innate sense of how to play the game when we're talking Kevin Durant. The pick and roll has become second nature to him.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Holmgren. And that one's good. George.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
A fadeaway. Outside for KD. Second shot opportunity. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Such a unique player. Kevin Durant, pure shooter, incredibly skilled, all at nearly 7 feet tall.
Durant nails both of them. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Vassell. Here's George. There's the triple. Vassell, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
2 points. That one goes.
Well, we know Kevin Durant is one of the elite players in the NBA. And if there's a big shot to be made, he wants to take it.
Now, here's George. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
His production has been unbelievable, a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
Easton passes to Gilgeous-Alexander.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander.
What's been amazing to watch is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going from good player to now putting his name at the very top of the list in terms of great guards in the league.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They trail by 8. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
I mean, it's iffy that there's enough time to even get a quick shot and a foul.
.32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. KD with it, and it's MSL picking him up. That shot off the mark. And so it's MSL who brings up the ball for the Pistons. George looking around. 11 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Clock at 4. No good there. And so it's Detroit with the W. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Shai. Balanced scoring for you all tonight. What is working offensively?
Yeah, we're just trusting each other, playing for each other, doing the sets that Coach has us doing, and really just being unselfish. When you do those things like that happen.
It was a great performance all around tonight. Congrats on the win again. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now we present the player of the game, Paul George.